We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. The Japanese have attacked Pearl Harbor, Hawaii by air, President Roosevelt has just announced. The attack also was made on all naval and military activities on the principal island of Oahu.
On December 7th, 1941, Hawaii, America, along with the entire world, was rudely shaken by one of the most devastating attacks the United States has ever suffered. A nearly 2-hour Japanese aerial assault by over 350 aircraft cost America dearly. 2,403 soldiers, sailors, and civilians killed, and another 1,200 wounded. On the USS Arizona alone, 1,177 crewmen were killed when a Japanese bomb hit their forward ammunition magazine. At Pearl Harbor, 21 warships were sunk or damaged. 347 U.S. aircraft damaged or destroyed at several different U.S. airfields. A day of infamy that no one will ever forget.
This surprise attack on the United States left the nation stunned. Reaction by the government was swift and intense, driven by a combination of hysteria, fear, and racism.
The collective victims of this hysteria, Japanese American citizens and legal Japanese immigrants. It's National Monument Visitor Center. 7 other of the camps have either been designated National Historic Landmarks or listed on the National Historic Register. In April 2013, National Park Service Director Jonathan B. Jarvis announced 10 grants totaling $1.4 million to help preserve and interpret America's concentration camps overlooking the camp. This was one of 8 guard towers here with spotlights and armed guards 24 hours a day.
In the beginning, there were no barbed wire fences. There were sentries that were walking around the boundary lines. But after the camp was built, 36 blocks of barracks, they put a 5-strand barbed wire fence all around the residential area of the camp.
But a harsh environment for those not used to nor prepared for the extreme climate that is part and parcel here in the foothills of the High Sierra Mountains.
But here at Manzanar, this is a man-made area, so to speak, from World War II, as far as bulldozers bulldozing the landscape in order to build this, in reality, American concentration camp.
In the war, there were 11,070 people confined here, plus several hundred more employees, plus a couple hundred more military police. And they moved them to these camps. Now, when people came to Manzanar, it was a square mile that had been bulldozed with some apple trees and other fruit trees remaining from a pre-war farming community. So what people came into was this bulldozed square mile with about 800 buildings, including over 500 barracks buildings. Each barracks was divided into 4 20 by 25 rooms to start with.
Had 4 legs, and so it worked. And of course, all our toiletries, we just put it between the 2x4s, which was showing there was no insulation, no inside wall or anything. It's just one wall with all this 2x4 showing. So we just put everything on the ledge because there was no closet or anything, just one room, unit.
The guards, the soldiers, of course we had soldiers on the bus and the soldiers there, and then you look up and you see this barbed wire fence, and you get the feeling of being a prison like.